Welcome to Hood Champion Boxing and Sports. In boxing, you find a way to win, you find a way to lose. AJ to show there are levels to boxing is what Eddie Hearn saying, many boxing experts are saying. But I'm not necessarily saying that. What I will say is, I think Anthony Joshua has a complete skill set. But is he going to be able to show that against a guy who can knock him out cold, Francis Ngannou? So to that I say, hold your horses, people. Let's not take it to the stupid. I don't think Anthony Joshua is going to let his hands go from the first second of the first round to the last second of the last round. Anthony Joshua knows what he's up against. He's not fighting Otto Wallin. Anthony Joshua and Wallin has spent countless rounds sparring. AJ knew the strengths and weaknesses, opportunities and threats of what Wallin brought to the ring. That's why he was so comfortable, and that's why he let his hands go the way he did. He wasn't worried too much about what was coming back. I do want to give Ben Davison credit for helping AJ put together a good game plan and for ensuring AJ was able to execute in the ring. However, y'all don't act like Francis Ngannou is going to be a guy that AJ's taking lightly, and AJ's punch output is going to increase against Ngannou. To that I say, hold your horses. Let's not take it to the stupid. I predict Anthony Joshua's punch output is going to be reduced by about 10 to 15 punches around. He already doesn't throw that many punches as a heavyweight. But I definitely feel his punch output is going to go down every single round unless he can somehow hurt Ngannou, and then that's where we'll see him open up. But I still don't think AJ is going to open up to the point to risk fatiguing to try to get Ngannou out of there. Because AJ is very aware of when he lets his hands go, if he can't get an opponent out the ring, which is shown when he wasn't able to get opponents out the ring, he gets extremely tired. He developed that Conor McGregor low energy, just ready to just tip over and fall flat on his face. Can't do that against Ngannou. Now, the other thing here, Mike, that I'm concerned about with AJ. Now, don't get me wrong. I think when you just look at it, boxer against boxer, skill set against skill set, Anthony Joshua should win the fight. But I just have a feeling if AJ doesn't want to really sit down and commit to his shots, and even if he does, right? So first, if he doesn't commit to the shots, I don't think he hurts Ngannou. If he does commit and he can't get Ngannou out of there, then what happens to AJ? I think we all understand Francis Ngannou is super tough, super resilient, super durable. He's a super special type fighter. I think we all will agree on that. But I'm telling y'all people, I would not be shocked if Ngannou was to touch AJ and get the win. Now, you know what sucks about this? Is people are going to say, oh, a big, fat, out-of-shape Tyson Fury. He was able to beat Ngannou, and Tyson Fury only put in maybe 1/100th of the effort he did to prepare for Wilder. He basically just walked off the street, jumped in the ring with Ngannou. Although he got knocked down, he still managed to find a way to win and get the victory. To that I say, hold your horses. Let's not take it to the stupid. What I will say is, Tyson Fury caught a Francis Ngannou who wasn't 100% comfortable as a boxer. Ngannou did feel some power from Tyson Fury. That was words out of his own mouth. But it was his first time with Mike Tyson, with his team, and really being a boxer. I know he's had some training before, but let's not take it to the stupid. That was his first time really boxing. Now, coming full circle, Ngannou is more comfortable being in the ring. He's continued training, right? He's whatever little tendencies or instinctions that he had to throw hammer fists, to grab and grapple somebody, I think he's kind of removed, or he's alleviated a lot of that stuff from his from his habits. And I think now what you're going to see, the instinctive things that he does, more boxing related. And I'm just being real with you guys. Now, for that reason, I don't think it's going to be fair if Ngannou just happens to put that African heat on Anthony Joshua and tranquilize him. I don't think it's going to be fair to say, oh, well, Fury beat Ngannou and he was out of shape. Anthony Joshua looked spectacular against Wallen, and then he came and he lost. So this means Fury would have beat AJ. To that I say, hold your horses. Let's not take it to the stupid. This Ngannou isn't the same Ngannou who fought Tyson Fury. And I hope Anthony Joshua understands that. Matter of fact, I'm going to tell you something right now. This is a fact. Francis Ngannou earned like $10 million plus for Tyson Fury. Francis Ngannou is about to earn another $10 million plus for Anthony Joshua. So his stock has grown and is continuing to grow. And if he can get in here, y'all got to understand with Francis Ngannou. He's not fighting Chris Arreola. He's not fighting Charles Martin. He's not fighting Gerald Washington. He's not fighting he's not coming and fighting Jared Big Baby Anderson. He's not fighting Big Baby Miller. He's not fighting Derek Chisora. I mean, this guy just fought Tyson Fury. Now he's about to fight AJ. Arguably, at this moment in time, probably the two best heavyweights out there. You know, Deontay Wilder's kind of fallen off for losing to Parker. But this is a big damn deal for Francis Ngannou. And to get in there and handle his business, that speaks volumes about him. This man in 2 fights already would have made $20 to $30 million. Got the UFC looking crazy. But what I will tell you, what we see happening here is just, Saudi Arabia executing their sporting initiatives, which is by taking money from their public investment fund, which is valued at over $500 billion, and they took $31.5 billion and they diversified the investments and pumped it into a global sports marketing campaign. So Saudi Arabia is trying to grow their platform for entertainment. So that is exactly what they're trying to give everybody. Now, as far as Anthony Joshua and levels to boxing and what he's going to show the world, look, AJ's not really saying much of anything, but Fast Eddie Hearn, Big Fast Eddie, the mouth of the East, West, North, and South. Eddie Hearn fully expects Anthony Joshua to put on the show. But I'm going to tell you this right now, man. Francis Ngannou may put on the show. People out here, Francis Ngannou, he's never won a boxing match. He's only had 2, and in the first one, some say he won that against Tyson Fury. He's a special type fighter. He doesn't start off from the beginning. He doesn't go and build up a record of 15-0 and 15 knockouts against nobodies. You know what I mean? Against the McNicholases. That's not what he does. He was a killer over there in the UFC. He's come over here to boxing now, and he's shown that, hey, he can do the business. We're gonna find out what time it is when he gets in here with AJ, because AJ is 27-3, and we know AJ can fight. We know he has power. His combinations are spectacular. Mentally, he seems to be kind of getting back. But I'm gonna tell you right now, I just think I really think these guys are heavily underestimating Ngannou. I think they're heavily underestimating Ngannou. Tyson Fury did it. Oh, I'll do it. Oh, Dillian White beat Jermaine Franklin. Oh, I'll do it. Oh, Deontay Wilder knocked out Helenius. Oh, I'll do it. How about this, Anthony Joshua? Do us all a favor and hold your horses and stop taking it to the stupid. It ain't that easy to come and get a victory over someone like Ngannou, who grew up working in them damn mines, manual labor, dirt floor. Now, Anthony Joshua is familiar with that. He didn't grow up with it, but he spent time in Nigeria. He's a worldly man. He's a travel man. He knows what it is to have that true poor life, poverty life. He knows what that shit is like. He's seen it, so he understands the hunger that Francis Ngannou should still have. He understands what he's up against. He knows this isn't an easy fight, but I do think that deep down, AJ and Hearn feel like Francis Ngannou is a big name. He's a good name, but he's not a credible opponent as a boxer. And I just really feel that way. Now, a lot of other people don't feel that way. They feel like, hey, Francis Ngannou is a credible opponent. But I think deep down, I just think it's his name that's getting him these opportunities. And I don't think there's anything wrong with it. I think he should make billions of dollars. But these guys taking the fight, again, I think they're heavily underestimating him. Because at the end of the day, when you're comparing experience levels, AJ's experience level to Ngannou's experience level as a boxer, look, Francis Ngannou is disgustingly inexperienced compared to AJ. I don't know if AJ can knock him out, but I can tell you what. I think Ngannou can knock out AJ more than I think AJ can knock out Ngannou. And I think Ngannou doesn't have any fear. I think AJ has fear. And I think that's what makes Ngannou way more dangerous and puts him in a great place. And I think if AJ's trying to pick him apart and knock him out like Eddie Hearn is saying, I think AJ's going to expose himself and Francis Ngannou's just going to let his hands go. Because that's all he has to do. Just let your hands go and good things will happen. If you're going to lose, lose. But this is a dangerous fight for both of them, but I think it's more on the line for AJ because really, Francis Ngannou's not supposed to win this fight. But imagine if Francis Ngannou beats AJ. Now, Francis Ngannou's out there in the breeze, and he may end up, depending on how they do this Hrgovic Parker thing, Zhang Wilder thing, Ngannou could be fighting Zhang next because I think personally the Secret Society is trying to make Hrgovic Parker, and Parker beat Hrgovic, and then Parker go on and fight Tyson Fury or Usyk. I think they really want Parker and Fury. I think the Secret Society wants Parker and Fury to fight for all the marbles. That's what I think. I don't think Anthony Joshua, the Secret Society, is 100% behind him. I think Parker and Fury will be the last two standing, is what I think. Just because of the Secret Society and those two guys being in bed with those guys. And that's my opinion. You don't have to agree. But we're going to see, man. I mean, there's some hope for Francis Ngannou in this fight. I don't think there's anything that can really put the fight in jeopardy. Francis Ngannou's a tough guy. I don't see him getting hurt or tearing a damn chest muscle or something like that, like John Jones. Francis Ngannou shouldn't be sparring and grappling and doing dumb shit. He should just be out here. When I say sparring, I mean like in the MMA type sparring. He should just be out here putting in work, man. And I think the former UFC heavyweight champion is going to shock the world again. He's taking the fight serious, man, and he's here to work. He's here to do the business, man. It's a tough fight for both of them. It really is, man. But we're gonna see. We're gonna see. That being said, y'all keep cool. We know AJ can box. We know he can fight. We know he can dig deep. We understand. We've seen him do that before, but we haven't seen him do it recently because I'm not giving him credit for that Otto Wallen win. Period. Did he look spectacular? Yes, he did. But again, he knew what he was up against. Wallen was handpicked for him because of all the rounds they spent sparring. That shit does not count. It's just like when Regis Prograis fought Ivan Redkach. He had sparred countless rounds with him. He knew what Redkach couldn't do. That's why Regis Prograis went in there and just stepped to him and tranquilized him. That shit doesn't count. That's horrible. And I know a lot of these guys spar each other and sparring is sparring, but you sparring somebody, man, you know what you can and can't do. I'm telling you from experience, man. And anyone who's boxed, you know if you in the gym and you got somebody who you spar regularly, and you know no matter what they do, they may land a shot here and there, but you know you get the best of them. And if it's like, all right, y'all really have to go and fight, you go in there with super confident. I ain't making this up. I'm telling you, man. I'll give you a real story fight in this video. I was sparring this guy, and I remember the coach used to just have me want to just work into the body because the guy, he was learning. And so I was working with the man and come to find out that he had a little more experience than what he told us. Because I was telling the coach, because he's supposed to be just learning boxing. I'm like, hey, that guy ain't just learning boxing. The way I was throwing shots, he was blocking with his elbow and trying to counter. But we were just doing all body shots. But the shit he was doing, you don't just do that because you watch boxing on TV. in his footwork. So I told the coach, I think this guy has some experience. So anyway, we sparred a couple times, and not just to the body, but to the head. And I opened up on him because I knew his ass had some experience. He was in there trying to lie and come in there and basically get in there with inexperienced fighters and try to get the best of them. And so I said, no, that ain't gonna fly. So when we sparred a couple times, I gave him the business, man. And long story short, after about 6 or 7 months, he kept working, I kept working, and he got better. But he was never able to really get in there and do anything with me. And every time we had to spar, I had all the confidence in the world. Like, yo, I'm about to go in here and destroy this guy. Because he started getting cocky and shit. So I would go in there, man, and I just bang him. It wasn't even to the head, man. I bang him to the head a few times and just rip his body apart. And they used to have to stop the sparring because he couldn't handle it. But he was an asshole. So that's why I did that. I'm not that kind of person. And I've had a guy I used to spar that just had some power, man. But he just had like some freakish power, and I knew fighting him that I could outbox him and I could hurt him. But I knew if I was to get reckless and he hit me, he could hurt me. Like that monkey crack, man. So if you spend a lot of time sparring somebody that they could hurt you. I remember sparring another guy. He's like 6'3", 6'4". I think he was a Puerto Rican cat from like New Jersey. We were sparring, and he outweighed me, man. At that time, I was like, man, 180. He was like 240, 250. But they had us sparring because I was, I'm 6 feet tall, and I'm muscular, So they wanted me to spar him, so we were sparring, and he got mad because I was just killing his ass with my jab. Then I would drop the left hand behind it, boom. But I threw that left hand. And when I threw that left hand, he was a southpaw as well. So I threw that left hand, and my right hand dropped a little bit, and he countered me with the left hook, and he hit me clean. And I just kept fighting, but he doesn't know that when he hit me, I felt it. It was more like a thud. You know what I'm saying? Like a doom, like a hard ass shot. And I remember saying to myself, okay, I can't get hit with that shot, and then he come back with a shot right behind it. You know what I'm saying? I had to be very, very careful of. No, he was an orthodox fighter, and he threw the left hook. He threw the left hook. But what's that guy, man? I threw the jab. He threw the left hook. Yeah. I threw the jab in the left hand, and my right hand was down, and he threw the left hook. Yeah, he was an orthodox fighter, and he caught me. But I knew, sparring this guy, I can't sit there and be reckless. So I just used my speed and foot movement, man, to frustrate him and outwork him. I did it over 3 rounds of sparring. He was mad. He was like, man, you so fast, I can't catch up to you. I was like, nah, it's all good. I said, I can't let you hit me with that shit. He was like 240. And we laughed about it. But, you just know. If you're sparring guys, you just know. Long story short, Eddie Hearn, AJ, I think they're underestimating Francis Ngannou. I think they're going to be in this for the shock of their life if they can't hurt him. And I think we're going to see Anthony Joshua, as far as his punch output, I think it's going to diminish. And even if he comes out in the first round, lets his hands go, I think round after round, his punch output is going to decrease, especially if Francis Ngannou is there letting his hands go. And if AJ gets hit with something hard and he feels that power, he's going to say, nah, this is bad medicine. I don't want to taste this anymore. That being said, we're going to see if AJ can show off their levels of boxing when he gets in there with Francis Ngannou. But what I would like to say is, if you're going to show us, AJ, that there's levels of boxing, do it against goddamn Usyk in another fight. Go in there and fight somebody who's a boxer, who you can show it against. Why you want to try to show us there's levels of boxing against Francis Ngannou, a guy who really is inexperienced and unqualified, according to many people? Don't show me there's levels of boxing against Francis Ngannou. Let's see if you can show me there's levels of boxing against Hrgovic, against Zhang. Those guys who have great IQs, sound amateur backgrounds. Let's see what you can do with those guys, because you dropped the ball against Usyk. You dropped the ball against Andy Ruiz. Y'all keep cool. I'm in the breeze.